So, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. So, some of you will have been following this, some of you won't have, but we're talking about the Julia Faustyna situation. And who is Julia Faustyna? For those of you who are new to the game, she is the person who claimed that she was Madeleine McCann. She claimed that there was a conversation that she had with her grandmother that led her to believe that there was a possibility that she was indeed Madeleine McCann, the young girl who disappeared from Praia da Luz many years ago. The Madeleine McCann case is a video in itself, multiple videos in itself, and is one of the most notorious missing child cases ever, and would split the room if we were to discuss what really truly happened to Madeleine McCann. But I think it's safe to say that there wasn't many people who thought that Julia Faustyna was ever Madeleine McCann. It was almost in the early stages of the story like Julia thought that she could potentially be Madeleine McCann, but the main issue was that she didn't feel that her family were indeed her biological family. She claimed that she had no birth certificate, she had no this, that, or the other, she hadn't started school until later, there was no pictures of her mum pregnant, or any sort of memories of growing up from really young age and all sorts of things. I've got videos on it, go back and have a look. There's a multitude of videos. But anyway, look, the most recent revelations is she's been on Dr. Phil, and even on the Dr. Phil show, she dug deep into the trenches and said that, no, look, I am Madeleine McCann. But that love affair between her and her handler, Fia, the medium, that love affair is now officially over, with Fia turning around and saying that she is not Madeleine McCann. But guess who she is? She is indeed Julia Faustyna. We knew that already. Now, Julia Faustyna left Poland, apparently because a $48,000 bounty was put on her head. So she flew from Poland to the United States of America. How did she fly there? On an aeroplane. How did she get on an aeroplane? With a passport. How did she get a passport? With a birth certificate. Anyway, I'd like to see what name was on that passport. I'm guessing it wasn't Madeleine McCann. But look, she looks a spitting image of the person who she was saying wasn't her biological mum. They looked like a mirror image of one another, but still, this story has reached the stratosphere. And when I say stratosphere, I don't mean Dr. Phil's show, because I don't class his show as the stratosphere. But what I will say is that it's a little bit of a travesty when you're seeing shows like Dr. Phil promoting this utter bullshit on mainstream media. It's utter garbage. It's damaging. It's concerning. It's alarming. It's all of those things. There is more that's happened in this situation as well, because Julia Faustyna is making it sound like Fia had in fact kidnapped her. She had held her hostage for the story. Now Julia is saying she just wanted to go home. But she wasn't allowed. She wasn't allowed to leave her apartment. She was kept in a room and couldn't go out, and she was threatened when she said she wanted to leave and just go home to her boyfriend. So who was the real wizard behind the curtain? Was it Fia, who saw an opportunity for money, fame, to push this story, the Madeleine McCann story, and was she the manipulator? Or was Julia Faustyna the manipulator who was manipulating Fia? Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, this person is not Madeleine McCann. She never was Madeleine McCann. She is someone who clearly has issues that need to be addressed and sorted out, and I hope she gets the help that she does need, because this needs to stop now. This needs to come to an end, to be finished with, to be over. Because I think many of us will agree that the Madeleine McCann case specifically, that was over many years ago. That case was over back in 2003, was it? In Praia da Luz, when Madeleine McCann was left on her own while her parents drank at a bar nearby with a tapas 7. The vow of silence that would see no one talk about it, no one speak of what happened that night. And a multitude of things have come up since, things that make you go, But Julia Faustyna is not Madeleine McCann. Julia Faustyna is Julia Faustyna, and whatever's going on between her and Fia, I don't give a shit about it. This is over now. It's done. And I'll catch you all in the next one.